Secret check hack to pay and eliminate debts from your credit. 1. Introduction to restrictive endorsement for debt settlement. Can you settle your debts for pennies on the dollar and have them removed from your credit report as if they never existed? The answer is yes, through a strategy known as restrictive endorsement. In this video, you will learn how this loophole works, the process involved, and how it can help you remove negative debts from your credit report for a fraction of what you owe. This is a method worth considering for anyone who is looking to repair their credit and settle debts on favorable terms. Footnote: this section introduces the concept of restrictive endorsement as a method to settle debts for less than owed and remove them from your credit report. 2. How restrictive endorsement works. Restrictive endorsement involves sending a preliminary letter to creditors or collection agencies, informing them that you will be sending a specified amount of money to fully satisfy the debt. The amount you offer typically ranges from 5% to 20% of what you owe, and once the creditor cashes the check, the debt will be considered settled and removed from your credit report. This method can potentially eliminate the debt entirely, leaving no trace of it on your credit history. Footnote: this section outlines how restrictive endorsement works, involving a formal letter to creditors offering a fraction of the owed amount to settle and remove the debt from credit reports. 3. States that honor restrictive endorsement. Not all states may honor restrictive endorsement, and in some states, creditors and collection agencies may contest the agreement in court. However, even if you live in one of these states, using this strategy could still be worth pursuing. If you are unsure whether restrictive endorsement is recognized in your state, check the list provided in the description box below the video. In many cases, it can still lead to a favorable outcome, especially if you can pay a small portion of your debt. Footnote: this section highlights the potential legal variations depending on the state, explaining that while some states may not honor restrictive endorsement, it can still be effective in certain circumstances. 4. The two-part process of restrictive endorsement. The restrictive endorsement process consists of 2 letters. The first letter is a trackable preliminary notice stating that you will be sending a check to settle the debt. This letter should list the account number and a payment date. The second letter, sent 30 days later, should be certified mail and include the check for the settlement amount. Both letters must be carefully structured to ensure the creditor understands the terms of the agreement, and the check will serve as proof of their acceptance once cashed. Footnote: this section explains the two-part process involved in restrictive endorsement, including the initial trackable letter and the follow-up certified letter with the settlement check. 5. How to structure the restrictive endorsement letter. When sending the restrictive endorsement letters, it is important not to identify yourself explicitly. The letter should appear to come from a third party, such as a business or an attorney. This ensures that the creditor cannot reset the debt clock by acknowledging your involvement. The letter should clearly state that upon cashing the check, the debt will be considered fully satisfied and will be removed from your credit report immediately. The second letter should include the check with a specific endorsement stating that the debt is settled in full. Footnote: this section explains how to structure the restrictive endorsement letter to avoid admitting liability and reset the debt clock, ensuring that the settlement terms are clear. 6. Sending the payment, methods and precautions. The payment for settling the debt can be made via a cashier's check, U.S. Postal Service money order, or a business check. It is recommended to use a business check to further protect your identity and prevent the creditor from directly tying the payment to you. If you are unable to use a business check, a cashier's check or money order can still be effective. Be sure to clearly state on the back of the check that by endorsing it, the creditor agrees to settle the debt in full. Footnote: this section outlines the different payment methods that can be used in restrictive endorsement, emphasizing the use of business checks to protect personal identity. 7. Disputing the debt removal if it is not processed. Once the payment is made and the check is cashed, you can dispute the debt removal with the credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, if it is not removed from your credit report. You should submit documentation, including the restrictive endorsement letters, proof of payment, and the check front and back, to show that the debt was settled and removed from your report. If necessary, you can escalate the matter by filing a lawsuit against both the credit reporting bureaus and the creditor. Footnote. This section explains the steps to take if the creditor does not remove the debt from your credit report after the payment has been processed, including the possibility of escalating to a lawsuit. 8. The legal foundation of restrictive endorsement. Restrictive endorsement leverages the Uniform Commercial Code, UCC, as the legal basis for its enforceability. By using this legal tool, you can effectively negotiate your debt settlement terms and ensure that creditors and collection agencies are bound by the conditions set forth. This strategy turns the tables on creditors who frequently change terms and conditions without proper customer consent, giving you an upper hand in managing your debt. Footnote. This section explains how restrictive endorsement utilizes the Uniform Commercial Code, UCC, as a legal foundation to help consumers settle debts favorably. 9. Conclusion: using restrictive endorsement to eliminate debt. Restrictive endorsement provides a viable strategy for settling debts for a fraction of what you owe and removing them from your credit report. By following the process carefully and using the right legal tools, you can eliminate harmful debt and improve your credit profile. While not every state may recognize this method, it remains an effective option for those looking to resolve their debts efficiently and legally. Footnote. This section summarizes the benefits of using restrictive endorsement to settle and remove debt, reinforcing the legal tools and strategies involved in the process.